San Francisco District Attorney Chesa Boudin opened a press conference with some strong words Tuesday, following a troubling discovery by his office late last week. That DNA collected from a rape victim by the police department there was used several years later as evidence to arrest her for an unrelated property crime.
We're here today to denounce the practice of using rape and sexual assault survivors' DNA without their consent, of storing their DNA indefinitely, and using it for purposes totally unrelated to the prosecution of their abusers.
The DA said he believes the practice goes beyond this one case.
The SFPD crime lab and likely other crime labs around the state have, as a matter of routine practice and policy, been storing DNA from every sexual assault or rape kit that gets gathered in a database. And we know that as a matter of routine practice, they have been testing DNA from future unrelated crime scenes against that database.
The allegations could have unintended consequences for other sexual assault victims, according to Tung Yin, a professor of law at Lewis and Clark Law School.
What happens if I report this? Will I end up in a similar situation? Now, most people, of course, aren't really going to be thinking that they'll be committing crimes, but, who knows what other reasons the government might have for using DNA that they obtain supposedly for one purpose that ends up being used for some other purpose.
He explains this particular situation might not be covered by a particular law. Rather, it's open to interpretation by the courts.
Some ways we say, well, people's fingerprints are in the system. You get fingerprinted for different reasons, and it can come back to be used in a criminal investigation. But, I guess there's something particularly maybe distasteful about being the victim of sexual assault and rape, such a horrible, intimate crime, and then having the very evidence of that used for what seems to be a relatively minor type of non-personal injury crime.
Leaders in San Francisco asked the city attorney's office to draft legislation barring the use of rape kit evidence except to investigate the rape.